Good morning. It is finally calm enough to actually open up this phone and not expose you to mad wind. Last night was so windy. Oh my gosh, I don't think I slept at all. It just kept ruffling or rustling my tent fly, or not the fly, but the vestibule flaps, and it was so loud, just huge gusts. Opened up my phone this morning, said there was high wind warning. Shocker. So it wasn't just me thinking it was high wind. It was. But making my way to Station 51, which is a hostel near Roan Mountain, and going to stay there with Pocket Spork and Dr. Pepper. We all camped together last night. They're so fun. I really enjoyed talking to them. Dr. Pepper is so obsessed with town food. He just gets so excited. So he's probably going to catch up with me soon. I left a little ahead of them. One of the coolest blaze markers on the AT, in my opinion, at least so far. I don't know what's ahead. Always reminds me of like a little wizard's hat. Almost to the top of a little hump, catching my breath and admiring the view out there of Grandfather Mountain. That peak on the far left is Callaway Peak, and then the swinging bridge would be to the far right. You can kind of see his profile there with his nose sticking up and his chin. Different places on the mountain where you can see his profile, and of course disputed which one's like the official one, but I think that's supposed to be one of them. And Grandfather Mountain used to be believed, see if I can zoom in here, used to be believed to be the highest point in North Carolina. Of course that was not true. It is Mount Mitchell. And a Frenchman named Andre Michaud, I think is his name, is the one who thought that he was on the highest point when he got but it's less windy. I'll tell you the rest of the story. Boy, I may have had a windy, sleepless night. I hit the jackpot today with the Roans. You don't always get the Roans on a pretty day like this. It's cool, but not cold. It's sunny. There's weather coming in. There was weather behind me. So thank you, universe, God, mama, whoever. And it's a little bit less windy now since I'm tucked in the woods, about to make my way up Big Hump. And see if I can remember the story enough of old Mitchell and Grandfather Mountain, and even Klingman plays into the story. So, like I said earlier, Grandfather Mountain was believed to be the tallest peak in North Carolina after the French guy said it was so. But Mitchell, who was a professor at UNC Chapel Hill, didn't think so. He thought that it was a different peak, so he had very rudimentary equipment to prove or disprove this back in the day. No one had all the robust equipment we have these days, of course. So he spent the night on the side of, I think it was, maybe it was Mitchell, maybe it was Grandfather Mountain. It's where I get a little fuzzy, with some people that were helping guide him. And he was pretty scared. He didn't love camping. So he said it was like the longest night of his life, and he kept looking at his timepiece to figure out what time or how much longer it would be till morning. But over many summit attempts later, he would never spend the night, so he would always be a little rushed to have to make these readings. But he did figure out what he thought was the highest peak, and it just so happened to be Mount Mitchell. One of his students, a man by the name of Klingman, that name sounds familiar, used to be the highest point in Tennessee, named after the same Klingman. He didn't think that Mitchell had dubbed the correct peak, so he went on his own little quest to figure it out, and he was actually wrong. Klingman ultimately was right, but Klingman went back to kind of lay claim again to what he thought was correct, And sadly, he died on the side of the mountain. He fell from a waterfall, and they actually know the time of his death, or at least supposedly, because his timepiece arrested on his body where it lay. So, sad ending. He's buried at the top of Mount Mitchell, and it's a cool mountain. You can hike to the top of it, or you can drive, but I recommend hiking. The view is going to be sweeter if you work for it, I think, anyway. But Klingman went on to different quests and finally laid claim to Klingman's Dome in Tennessee. A lot of people mistake the dispute between those two men, that they were arguing which was taller, Klingman's Dome or Mount Mitchell. And that really wasn't the dispute at all. It was more so which one here in good old NC was the tallest. No worries, I'll be back. It's home sweet home. First official wildflowers, little violets. The wildflowers have woken up since I've been in the high elevation. These are cute little spring beauties. It's almost to 19E, and boy, as beautiful as the Roans are, that descent coming off of them is tough. It was rocky, technical, rooty, slow going, and I wanted it to be fast. I'm really sleepy today. I think all the lack of sleep lately is catching up with me a little bit. Usually I feel rested even when I don't sleep well in my tent, but not today. I'm looking forward to a bed and a room that might have some snoring people in it, but it ain't gonna be the wind. And the wind is not my friend right now. Actually, this breeze is because it's hot, but not that old nasty wind last night. It was terrible. But still gonna hope to get to Smoky Mountain Bakers. I have no idea how I'm gonna get there. Certainly not gonna walk it. It's almost 4 miles. But maybe the hostel where I'm staying will take me. We'll see. I don't think there's any kind of DoorDash or Uber. And they have a bar there with a restaurant, so they probably don't want you to go buy other food anyway. But right now, just a cold drink sounds good. And off my feet. I can wait on the pizza and come back someday. Wow, $35. That's what'll get you, but it's gonna be fine. And this is another room. I'm just gonna opt to sleep in the bunk room. It's $35, and nobody else seems to be here. This one was $85, and that one was $60, which I was tempted. But if I'm the only person in that bunk room, I don't care. But it's bare bones, but it's sufficient. It does have a nice little kitchen. They give you coffee, a little living room. So it's perfectly fine, just very basic.
Well, they claim South America, that was out South American Air Force. You had to worry about the anacondas. I only encountered one anaconda in a while. And as we're walking by it,
That was some scary. This is a good one.
You guys are hilarious.